I get it, you're scrolling through endless options, trying to avoid the nightmare of spending a good chunk of money on a projector that ends up gathering dust because it just doesn't fit your living room or your viewing habits. You want something that actually looks good on a wall, fills the room with sound you don't have to add a separate speaker system for, and doesn't turn your movie night into a tech support session. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Epson EpiqVision LS300 is the kind of device that promises to solve all those worries in one sleek package. It sits almost flush against the wall, throws a 120-inch image without the hassle of a ceiling mount, and even throws in a Yamaha tuned 2.1 speaker system. But does it deliver on that promise when you actually press play? Let's walk through the real-world experience, the hidden trade-offs, and figure out if it's the right fit for you. First, picture your typical setup. You live in an apartment or a modest-sized house, you don't have a dedicated home theater room, and you want a big screen feel for movies, sports, and occasional gaming. Traditional projectors need a long distance from the screen, a dark room, and often a separate AV receiver and speaker system. The LS300 eliminates the distance issue with its ultra-short throw laser array. You can place it just a few inches from the wall and still get a crisp 120-inch picture that stays bright enough even when you can't black out the room completely. The 3600 lumens rating translates to a vivid image in a lit living room, which is a huge practical win for anyone who watches TV during the day. Now, let's talk about the picture itself. Epson's true 3-chip 3LCD design means you're getting 100% of the RGB color spectrum, so reds don't bleed into pinks and blues stay true. HDR support adds that extra punch for highlights. Think bright clouds in a nature documentary or the neon glow of a racing game. In practice, the contrast isn't as deep as a high-end OLED TV, but the colors feel lively, and the image stays consistent across the whole screen, not just in the center. If you've tried budget laser projectors that look washed out in bright rooms, you'll notice the difference right away. Sound is where this model tries to stand out from the crowd. Most projectors expect you to add a soundbar or a separate speaker system, but Epson partnered with Yamaha to embed a 2.1 speaker setup, 2 satellite speakers, and a subwoofer right into the chassis. For a typical movie night, the dialogue is clear, the bass gives you a satisfying thump during action scenes, and you don't need to wrestle with cables to get decent audio. However, the speaker system is still limited by the size of the unit. It won't replace a dedicated surround sound setup for a true home theater experience. If you're an audiophile who expects cinema-grade sound, you'll still want a separate sound system. For casual viewers and gamers who just want decent built-in audio, it's a pleasant surprise. One of the biggest conveniences is the built-in Android TV platform. The remote is simple, the interface feels modern, and you get access to all the usual streaming apps: Netflix, Disney+, YouTube, you name it. Chromecast built-in lets you toss content from your phone without needing an extra dongle. The Bluetooth capability also means you can pair a headset for late-night watching without disturbing anyone else. In my testing, uploading times were comparable to a mid-range smart TV, and there were no glaring bugs. The only quirk is that the Android TV version sometimes lags a beat when you open a game that requires quick menu navigation, so if you're a competitive gamer who relies on instant responsiveness, you might notice a tiny delay. Let's break down who should actually consider buying this. If you're living in a space where you can't mount a projector far from the wall. Wanting a large screen for movies, sports, or family gaming without investing in a full AV rig. Looking for a single-box solution that includes decent sound and smart TV features. Willing to accept that the built-in speakers won't replace a full surround system but will be good enough for most content. Then the LS300 checks a lot of boxes. It also shines for people who enjoy streaming on a big screen but don't want to juggle multiple devices. Just one remote, one power cord, and you're set. On the flip side, you might want to skip it if you already have a high-end TV or projector and are only after a minor upgrade. You demand theatrical-grade audio and are ready to invest in a separate sound system anyway. You plan to use it primarily in a completely dark room and expect deep black levels. The projector's contrast is solid but not on par with dedicated home theater projectors that specialize in that environment. Asterisk, you have a very tight budget. The LS300 sits at a premium price point, and while you're saving on separate speakers and a streaming stick, the upfront cost